Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everyone is doing great. I wanted to touch base regarding something very near and dear to my heart, which is puppies. I know a lot of people get new puppies, new dogs, and they have questions about how to train them and the best things to do for them. So, I wanted to make a really quick video, keep it really simple about some very basic things you will need and a mindset that you will need to have when you are training your new best friend. The first thing to know, and the number one thing to do before even considering getting a dog, is does your lifestyle accept it? Will it change to it? How will that be affected? And the second most important thing is picking a dog or a pup that fits what you want and your personality. Just like you wouldn't get a pit bull to retrieve ducks or a pug to protect your family, so goes with the type of dog that you want in accordance to your wants and needs in life. So make sure you're getting something that matches up with your personality first and foremost. The next thing is when you do get the dog and pup that you want, before you even start anything, make sure you're in a very patient frame of mind. There's nothing worse than watching somebody try to train their dog who is very impatient, very mad, not focused on what they're doing. Make sure you're very patient with them at all times because they do sense that more than you think they do. So make sure that you're ready to go, comfortable, and happy first and foremost, and then proceed from there. Next, you're going to want to make sure you have things for positive reinforcement, whether that's treats or something else. Make sure you have positive reinforcement, not negative reinforcement when you're training. I'm not a big believer in that. Shocking, doing anything of that nature unless it's absolutely necessary for the breed or for the personality of the dog. But make sure that you're doing things that are very positive. More than likely, that's probably something in regards to treats and giving them things that they will enjoy. So they will continue to strive to please you and get the treats that they want. So you got your breed, you're patient, you have positive reinforcement, and you're ready to go. Make sure, more than anything, a lot of people forget to do this, is have fun when you're doing this. Whether it's rewarding them when they're done or just make sure that you're having fun and not getting too frustrated with what you're doing. They will learn eventually. They will do what you're trying to get them to do as long as it's within reason. But make sure that you're having a lot of fun doing it because they do sense that as well. And they will love you more for doing that. Next, make sure whatever you're doing, keep it repetitive. Repetition. Keep it the same. Don't change things up too much on them right away. Make sure you're doing things that are very simple and very repetitive, which seems pretty basic, like anything in life that you're trying to be successful at is repetition, but just make sure that you're keeping things pretty uniform across the way and something that's easy for them to grasp. And along with that, obviously keep things simple, very simple. Do things in steps as much as you can. Show them one part first, make sure they have that down, then add on the second part. But it seems like a very common sense thing to even discuss, but a lot of people try to get too complicated too quickly, which in turn turns to frustration, which in turn creates a mess. So make sure you are keeping it simple with them and having fun. Whenever you are working with them, make sure that you are not giving them an opportunity to fail, just like you wouldn't put something dangerous in the hands of your children. As it goes with puppies, make sure there's nothing that they can get into. Make sure that you're doing the best you can to make the environment clear and free and an environment in which is best for them to succeed at what they're doing. Not necessarily just for training, but just in general. Next, and also very important, don't quit on them. Don't quit. Keep going, even when it's hard, even when you think they aren't getting it at all, they'll all of a sudden snap, they pick it up. So just don't quit on them. Keep going. They will get it. It's also very okay to ask for help if you are struggling, no matter what part of the process you are in, whether it's a day, a week, a few weeks, a month, a few months. Things aren't progressing the way you feel they should be, and you think you could use some help or some pointers in some areas. Feel free to research, ask people that have worked with those types of breeds before, and definitely ask questions. Keep asking questions, Keep striving to learn more and more and more, and you'll be better off for it. Keep in mind when you're starting, they have no idea what you're trying to do. They have no idea what you want them to do. They don't speak English most times, and it is difficult for them, just as it's difficult for you. So know this when you're trying to work with them. Show them the way. Don't just yell at them or scold them or just use auditory sensory when you're dealing with them. Make sure that you are showing them what you want them to do and not just yelling at them or talking to them. Lastly, and certainly not least, make sure that you're giving your pup hard-earned rest. They burn out quick, as they are when they're puppies. They have a very, very inattentive fuse, and they play hard, but they also work hard, but they also need to sleep hard and rest hard. So keep that in mind. Know that they will get there. They will get what you're trying to teach them, and they will learn, but they do need their rest just like anyone else. And if things are frustrating and you do need a break, it's definitely okay to give it a break, hang it up for a day, even two, and start the next day. There's no harm in it, and they will appreciate that as well. So those were just a couple quick things I wanted to discuss before you start training with your pup, and hopefully we're able to pick out a couple things, if not one or two things, that you think you can focus on when you're training them and working with them. But have fun, enjoy it while it lasts. They are very small for a very little amount of time, so hopefully we'll talk to you on the other side. Otherwise, thanks for listening in, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks.